guys, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About Tomorrow, where we discuss anything and everything. I'm your host, Katrina.
And I'm your co-host, David.
Today in the house, we have another David.
Mm-hmm.
Almost a David.
Amen. And we have Mr. Cyril in the house. Thank you for joining us, sir.
It's a pleasure to be here. Now, we know that we all say forgive and forget. Today, I want us to differentiate between the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
Forgiveness is when you let go of the grudge you have against someone when they've done something to you, right?
Yeah.
Forgetting is when you let that grudge leave your mind totally, completely, and forever. Now, my first question. Is it possible to forget without forgiving? Mr. Sir, is it possible?
That's a tough one. But for the sake of the conversation, let me say that as personal principle, I'm not preaching it, I'm not sermonizing, I'm not trying to force down anybody's throat.
Okay.
But as personal principle, by understanding, I stand on the principle of forgiving and forgetting.
Okay.
That's my personal principle. It's a personal stance. You know, like they say, you can't cut the skin without shedding blood.
Oh, yeah.
So when you believing has consequences, right? So I have weighed it and I've come to the conclusion that personally, I will strive to forgive. So I would rather forgive and forget.
Okay.
That's what I believe it should be for me. Then we cannot begin to say, is it possible? Is it not possible? Yeah, but for me personally, I now, but your question says, can you forget without? You're not saying can you forget? Can you forgive and also forget? The question is, can you forget without forgiving? It's not possible because no. So here the question again.
Can you
forget? And remember,
that means, correct me if I'm wrong, Katrina. Forgetting the offense, maybe temporarily, and you just remember one day, I've not forgiven you for this. You probably forgot before.
Yeah.
No, when I say forget, I don't mean forget in the sense that it's leaving your memory. That's not what I mean by forget. Forget in the sense that you just let go of that grudge. The grudge, not the memory of
no. So
the hurt, you let go of it.
So the person
without forgiving the person for what the person.
Yeah, no, but that's a very technical thing to explore. Except, I mean, if you talk of memory loss, it's understandable. But to consciously carry the realize that I'm not forgiving this person.
But I'll just let it go.
So what's that letting go about?
I get where Petrina is coming from. Sometimes when you don't forgive somebody, what fuels your unforgiveness is the fact that you are holding on to the hurt. You are holding on to the pain. You are holding on to it is fueling your. I know.
No, so
sometimes you just let go of. You are not really. I don't forgive you, but whatever you did, I won't let it.
No,
stay.
so I think that's like deferred vengeance.
Okay.
Because if you choose consciously not to forget, I believe that there has come to be a time. There's coming a time when you will visit it. You see, the thing is, because
if you choose consciously to forget,
that's without forgive, that is without consciously not to forgive.
Okay.
Because this thing is, I John Maxwell, the leadership teacher coach. You know, he said one time, he said, somebody, because I think he's the gregarious, easygoing kind of person.
He looks it.
And somebody took advantage of him and maybe insulted him or said something to him. So he said, okay, you know what? In order for us not to have any problems, from now on it to be hi, be in my space, we just do it and walk away. It wasn't easy for him. Because it's not, you see, sometimes we deceive ourselves. That's how I look at it. To say, because of what that person did, let me give the person space. But check your mind. He said, he realized that the more he did it, the more he and the person were drawing apart. Because
obviously now.
If you don't, so emotionally, if I'm not
let me stop you there. I believe for me, if you hurt me and I say, okay, this is the way you do now, I'm not going to carry on for mind, I'm not going to forgive you, but I will just let her go. Sorry, I'm speaking to you.
No,
we can still be talking, and I won't mind. It's just me.
Sure?
I won't just care about what you did.
It depends on that.
I'll make a reset that you will not be able to hurt me that way again. That's just
we make it sound like we are in absolute control of our emotions. We are not.
Do you understand?
We always are not. David,
Mm-hmm.
let me break it down. You know, you caught him when I was talking. Before I can be friends with you, laugh with you, play with you,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm.
It means that my mind, my emotions are okay to do so.
Yes, obviously.
Now, there was a problem, there was a hurt, or there was something you did or I did, and you're not happy. And somehow, you say you've not forgiven, but you let it. Check your mind. Whenever my thought comes to you, what does it do? It's unpleasant. You're not happy.
Actually.
There's a see, if that person came to you to say, I am no vex, and you know, say that, and you make up, you are a lot freer.
Yeah.
You are not, so you see, because emotions are not. John Maxwell said he realized that it was killing him.
Mm-hmm.
So what he did was to go back to the person, clear everything up, to gain back his man and his balance.
Oh, actually,
People that
no, the thing is, when it comes to matters like this, for most of us, I think I'm a bit like John Maxwell in this case. The forgiveness, it might sound cliche, but the forgiveness is not for that person. It's for me.
Always say that.
Exactly.
That's why I said it might sound
Yeah,
cliche.
but the truth is, I don't believe in forgiving all the time. But let's get to
Wait.
that.
The question of forgiving and not forgetting, is that truly forgiveness? David, chime in on
That's
that.
not truly forgiveness.
You say I forgive you, but I'm not going to forget what you did.
If you forgive, you should let go.
That's what you feel. Why? Why can't I forgive
Why would
you
you forgive
and hold
someone?
on to the fact that you did what you did?
Why would
That
you
you
forgive
can't
someone
really
and still keep it at heart? That's not forgiveness.
Because the person did something that I didn't expect of the person.
Well,
And then you
it's
iron
not
it out to
it's
the
not-
person
it's not
like
forgiving the
that.
person.
You iron it out once and for all.
I'm forgiving
Holding
you.
on to
That's
it,
not forgiveness.
I recently read
no
a
one
post.
will really actually forget. No one would actually
No.
forget.
You-
Yeah,
you
that's why I
can't.
said forgetting is letting go of.
You
grudge.
can't.
Okay, Mr.
I'll come to the
Sino,
forgetting
define
part.
before stay on the forgetting part. How do you define forgetting and forgiving in the context of forgiveness? You don't have amnesia. You
Yeah.
cannot forget.
Yeah.
So how do you define forgetting?
You know, I told you at the beginning that I am of the school of forgiving and forgetting,
Mm-hmm.
and that believing has consequences.
Yes, you said.
Now, should we force ourselves to forget? Certainly not, because it's in the mind.
Mhm.
It's stored up somewhere, right? So some people have said that you can't forget. That the only way it works is that whenever you now remember that thing or you recall that stuff, it doesn't hurt you the way it did at the beginning.
Mhm.
So for example, people came to your house, burnt it down in the name of maybe mob action, election action, or intercommunal crisis. Like people come out and burn them. You can't forget that easily.
Mhm.
Or they put a scar on your skin. You can't forget it. You can't. So, but when I talk about forgiving and forgetting, right? So that's why I said I won't force forgetting on myself. But total forgiveness does not seek vengeance. Does not seek some kind of you go back and try to I'm going to get back at that person sometime. Because you've believed that you can forgive and totally let go of it, right? You will remember it less and less. That's the beginning.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. I see where you're going.
So if you take, however long, maybe at the time, if I get it less and less, you recall less and less. For me, you're on a path to healing. What I recently saw a quote on Facebook that changed something about my mind, that revolutionized it.
Please help us.
The man said that people go to, so I'm taking it loosely. People go to church and pray against certain people. They're angry with them. That it is not everybody that offended you that also offended God. Some persons they may not even know that they offended you in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And so God is not angry with them. They are living peacefully. You are the one stewing in your own anger.
Now you the whole way thing, and
that body can kill you.
Yeah.
So I realize that not everybody that even I am feeling guilty that what I did to this person, or no, I'm feeling guilty about how the person feels about me, believing that I hurt the person. But I'm realizing that I am not to be in that bondage. Not like sometimes I'm not to hold it to myself that because the person is happy with me, I owe the person. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. David is not happy with me, I know. and I'm saying, how do I go and make peace with him? Like how do I go to meet him, try to settle with him? But I realized that actually, it's not as if I actually offended him, right? What he understands to be an offense is not really what
You meant
I meant to be. There's nothing wrong with going to him actually to say, okay, let's, okay. But frankly speaking, when you lay out the threads, right, I am not guilty of the charge.
Yeah, I get where
I'm not, so a lot of times we too can look at ourselves and say, this person I'm even feeling, I've thought about this, thought about that. If you bring everything to the table, half of them are assumptions. All right, because when somebody we judge others by the intention, by the actions, and judge ourselves by our own intentions.
Yeah,
I wanted to, I was planning to, and I was even thinking to, and then everything says, and she went and did, and then he said, and then she. So in the end, you are carrying a load that it was made up in your mind. Now forgiveness comes when somebody has genuinely hurt you,
okay,
and you're deciding to let go. Let's not forget about that. Am I correct on that? Yes.
Yeah.
But then I'm also taking it further to say that it is not every offense that counts the way we think it should count. When that guy posted that, I was like, yeah. So somebody that I've been trying to go and meet and say, can we? I will still do it. But I understand that I'm not under any kind of prison because that in the person is considered to be an offense from my part was not exactly an offense.
So see, the main question in this conversation is forgiveness compulsory. David, do you think of forgiveness is compulsory? Like you always have to forgive?
For your freedom, yes.
Why?
What do you mean
Your own
freedom?
freedom.
Why?
What do you mean
If
freedom?
you don't forgive, you are in your own prison, holding someone in your hand.
Don't talk am.
But you know that at the same time, it depends on.
Wait, before you even go there.
Alright.
David, if someone hurts you, let's say a worker, a classmate, someone you see virtually
A friend.
5 days a week, once you see that person, your mind will spoil.
Yeah.
Yes, now
The person is living happily, but
You
the person
don't need
offended you. It is you that is working anger with.
I like
Malice.
I like the anger to play
Why would
the
you like that?
Okay,
Are you serious?
but what if you're not actually, you don't actually see the person every day?
Still, time
The
will
thought
come.
of-
It will still your cerebral cortex will remind you one time.
Okay,
It will
there are
remind
so
you
many
one
things
time, one
that you
time.
remember in your life that will still bring you hurt and pain. And you cannot. The truth is, we all say. For me, I feel like we all say, "Oh, you should forgive," but it's not. Sometimes you may even want to forgive, but you can't.
There's no time
The-
that can
the
forget.
thing-
There are some things that happened in the past.
Mm.
You just remember, and as of now, it's not the way it hurt you before. It's light. It's now easier for you to forgive. So in time, no matter how hard the thing was then, in the future,
For me, I think that anger is very necessary.
See,
It's
Anger.
very necessary.
What do you mean
And
anger?
But
What
let me
do you
to
mean?
do what?
because I was
Explain.
going to get there. I do believe in revenge sometimes.
Oh.
Yes, I believe in revenge sometimes. So that anger can help you to get to that point. Because we all talk about forgiveness, but revenge sometimes can
So I
help
think
you
that
free your mind.
the problem we have, right,
It's true.
is to assume that when we forgive, we're weak.
I didn't say I did not say that.
I didn't say that's what you said, but I'm just saying that sometimes the human mind is prone to assume
That is popular.
yes,
It
yes,
is popular.
that if you forgive,
People
you're weak.
It
mistake
depends on the
You're
depth
not
of the
strong.
pain.
the mistake.
It depends on how painful.
Do you know the deeper the pain, and in the face of the depth of that pain, you come to forgive? It speaks of your strength and not weakness. If you get what
What
I'm
if you
trying to
don't have
say.
that strength?
People exercise to get strength, even if it's emotional strength. What I would say about the topic of forgiveness, for me, my own, how I see it is the fact that without it, you are just going to die slowly, because there is no way. Nobody is an island. We relate with people. I remember growing up. Let me relate it to something that's very relatable to people in our age group. I have a younger brother. I have an older brother. We fight.
Of course.
Mommy will leave the house. He's supposed to do one house job, probably watch a plate, and he wants to abuse power. And he says, "Go and do it." And I say, "No. See, fight, eat each other on the floor, look at each other with rage." And the following day, we might
But
be
all those
going.
things are not. They are very, they are very.
It's
true.
what translates into adulthood.
in your estimation, right?
At that
to
time,
fight with someone. Like, no, what from what he said, what are you guys fighting over? I told you to do something. I told you to
at
watch
that
it.
time,
It
it
was
wasn't
very
trivial. At that time, for us, we didn't know better. In that age grade, that is not trivial. Now, bringing it to
I think
adulthood,
even in that age, it is trivial because assuming, okay, let's say your brother did something more hurtful. Let me think of something. So
At
maybe
the age-
your brother, yes.
Okay.
How old are you?
I'm talking 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
All right, let's even look at 7. Your brother maybe told somebody else your secrets. That is more. That
No,
is, that
in
one
the context,
is
in the
more
context
serious.
of what is rampant amongst that age, is normally fickle stuff like that.
Yes, now do
cause
you not
issue.
have secrets at that age? Yes, you do.
One of the bro codes, when you fight, even secrets don't come out. That one is
No,
something
now
is not
I'm not talking
repeatable.
about bro code. I'm saying
No, I'm trying to
saying
say
that your
it is-
point right now is trivial.
No,
That's
my
what
point
matter.
for what I said is coming to the place of forgiveness, even because of that alteration, what's that word? So where I'm going is, if you do not get to a place where you actually forgive, you will feel bad. I remember how maybe I fight with my best friend and we are not talking 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. There's
Yes.
so when you eventually talk, there is
You feel freer and better. Yeah,
there
I
is
get
the
that.
so
I get that, yeah.
forgiveness is a tool that empowers. That's
For
how
me, I just feel like sometimes when the pain is too deep, it's understandable to not forgive. That's how I feel about it.
Maybe
And sometimes revenge.
What happens as a result of not forgiving?
You can use you can use revenge.
we
I
could
do
say
believe in revenge sometimes, depending on the depth of the pain.
No, the resultant effect of not doing this thing is what I want us to discuss now. What is the
You know that it's not
effect of
every
not forgiving?
relationship that is meant to be. Somebody can do something to you and you go your separate way.
By way of not forgiving, you are holding on to something.
Okay.
That's why you are not forgiving. You are deciding to hold on to something.
Okay.
To use David's word, that's you putting yourself in a prison. If you get what I'm trying to say, you're not forgiving is consciously deciding that what you did, I'm not going to let it go in my head.
But you could still attempt to forget. I do
Without
believe that you
forgetting.
can.
vengeance.
That's
I
where
do
we
think that
disagree.
you can.
But
Vengeance does
let's
not bring
agree to
freedom.
disagree.
Hold on. Vengeance
Well, that's
does not bring freedom.
based on opinion.
Vengeance
Okay.
is not proven to bring freedom. Now, I want to talk about 2 things. One is I will come to the vengeance part, not bringing freedom. Then the second point is forgiveness does not obviate justice.
Okay.
Because your quest
important.
for vengeance is justice. But forgiveness does not cancel out justice.
So how is the person?
I'm coming. So let's first of all talk about vengeance not being what's it called? A tool for justice or for freedom. If I hurt you sincerely, okay, let me use you alluded to so let's bring it out. A lady has a heartbreak, okay, and she has vowed that man will not be happy with his marriage or will not be married or something. Okay. The man may well, because a lot of things in relationships are very subjective. He may well go on and get married, have children, be doing well. Whatever that is, he may just move on with his life. And even if she found a way to get back at him, whether he knew that she was the one that did it or not, and she feels happy that she has, it will not fill the void that he left.
One.
And that it pains you that a man like him walked away. You will be shocked that in your mind, you keep looking for him and you won't find him. When Joseph came to propose to you, you wanted Luke. You didn't see Luke in Joseph.
Why Bible combination?
When Bayo came to propose to you, you wanted Luke. He was not Luke. When Peter, Thomas, whoever else came to propose to you, you are still looking for Luke and you don't find Luke in that person. Those are the deeper issues to deal with. Vengeance, like I said, will not bring justice. Will not bring healing. I'm coming.
It won't. Because of time, just to
joy.
Even secular therapists, they steadily apply to that theory of forgiveness.
I understand.
So,
I don't believe
I'm
that
coming
you
now.
always reach that point.
To address your matter,
depends on the depth of the pain.
to address your question squarely, right? Joy, not even happening now. Joy is a liberation. You are talking about people. The Bible says that the joy of God, the joy of the Lord is what? Is my strength. That strength you need to move into something new. Comes the spring of that joy is forgiveness. when you forgive, that joy sets in. We are talking about here that when you have problems with your best friend, whatever, when you go back and settle, there's this, like your market talked about it. There's this liberation. Your mind opens up again and you can see new realities. That's what. Then number 2 is the fact that where necessary, right? Whatever the hurt or the crime. I mean, this can exist on different layers. We saw that pastor that raped a church member. Today is the end bars. The girl may well forgive him, but it's the end bars, okay?
But so I don't actually believe that it's justice.
What should be justice? They should castrate him.
That's better, yes.
And then you are talking about the legal.
What do you mean?
So
Yes.
they should do better.
Yes.
Legislation. The National Assembly.
Okay.
Because he did what?
So do you believe in death penalty or the negation of the death penalty by most Western states now? You know they don't subscribe to
Yes,
people
I
that.
do.
So
It
they should.
depends on the, like I keep saying, it depends on how grievous
That's
the
right.
crime is.
Yes, right.
Yes.
Let's forgive and forget.
Yes. No.
No. If you have someone in mind, please forgive and forget.
That's what I will tell you.
No bygones. Let bygones be bygones.
The only thing you will do is that you gave money to maybe a subordinate, a staff or somebody who misbehaved with that thing you gave the person. When you find out and you forgive the person, you cannot entrust responsibility to that person again. What you owe that person is training.
Same way you cannot trust that man that is in prison
training,
to
right?
not rape another person.
And that is not the role of contention.
Castration is a very good punishment.
Okay.
I do believe in that.
Alright.
Anyway, thank you all for joining us today. Thank you, David, for being on the show.
Mr.
Thank
Cyril.
you.
Remind me not to be on
It
your
was
bad books.
deep.
And we must forgive and forget.
It was deep and real.
Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Enterprise TV, a tradition of truth.